Game number 2 of this best of 3 now coming through, and it's where stuff is going to start looking very interesting. One of these two fighting to stay in this qualifier. The other wanting to get a nice 2-0 victory in order to advance into that round of 16. Spawning in the top left hand position, representing Team Property, we've got Mekar. And to the top right, his opponent, the green Zerg, representing Team Dignitas, currently 1-0 up, Tefel. Tefel, if he wins this, he advances on to face Demaga. Mekar, if he wins this, takes us to the ace game. Tefel just going for an extractor trick, nothing crazy. No, we saw the little 11 out of 10 there, but don't worry. It's all safe and it's all sound. Mekar, meanwhile, not doing anything insane either. Just that pylon down. Could be a gate expand. Should be a gate expand on this map, but he's actually going for the forge. Okay. Potential cannon rush shenanigans. Now, cannon rushes against a lot of Zerg are really good, especially on this map, because some Zerg players will be greedy and will try and hatch first. However, Tefel is not that Zerg. Tefel, you can almost guarantee every game, without fail, he will get a 14 pull on. It's what Tefel does. Tefel is also super cautious about cannon rushes. And any kind of early cheese. He's going to see the probe come through. This shouldn't be too much of a worry for him yet. But he checks around quickly now. He already suspects something might be up. He's like, okay, what are you doing? And that's because this Overlord's coming in and saying, okay, nothing there. What's happening? What are you doing? Drone comes out. Oh, is he actually going to take the gold? He's going to do it. Okay, this is awesome. He goes to the gold base. This is super cute. By doing this gold base, what we've got Tefel doing is basically saying, you can try and cannon rush me, but I don't think he's going to check there. Without the natural coming down, Mekar... Okay, Mekar is going over. Tefel needs to make sure he makes some lings. But he's not going to. This is brave. Very brave. Mekar sees it. He's not going to try and cannon rush. Okay, so it's just a forge fast expand now from our property player. He's just keeping a close eye on everything that's coming. The drone on its way over as well, just in case something bad was happening. 2 lings now on their way. And Tefel is going to be mighty happy with himself, because his natural base has been delayed a little bit because of this, but with his build order, that's not a huge problem. He's going to get his gold base. Good times. Less drones, more income. And he's going to be able to secure up a third base really quite easy at an early point. It's 4 minutes, like, I think that was 4 minutes 16 or something. So, earlier timing there, all nice, and should be in a prime position to prevent Mekar getting too much of an economic advantage, if any economic advantage at all. Cybercore now on its way, but Tefel droning heavily. When you're up against the Forge Fast expansion, by going Forge first, obviously you've got the option of the cannon rush, but more importantly, you delay the gateway massively. You delay the cybernetics core as a result. And so as a Zerg player, the reason you can get that third hatch out really fast is because you can sit there and be like, yay, everything's good in the world. I'm happy because I can drone. I can drone hard for the next couple of minutes, and there really isn't anything you can do about it. You don't have any production. There is nothing that you can do as a Protoss player to punish that. The Stargate coming down is a cool choice, because one way the Tefel could slip up, potentially, is not get any anti-air. It can be a problem, and it's something that Zerg players do often do. They think that their queens, because they attack air, will be fine. But one queen against, say, one oracle doesn't trade well. If Phoenix come out, that can cause a problem. And especially at this gold base, it's going to be quite awkward to wall it off with spores, because there's a lot of space these Phoenix can get around, a lot of different ways and avenues they can poke in at. Basically, the whole base is exposed by air, so you'll need 3 spore crawlers probably to keep it entirely safe. Meanwhile, Tefel, he's just going for that Roach-1, getting a second gas now, and a third. 3 gases mean a lot of roaches, and probably quite an early lair. A Spine Crawler also coming down. I love this Spore Crawler positioning as well. Has he actually scouted that the Stargate's coming? No. It's going to be some Phoenix. Not not too much of a threat, really, to Tefel at the moment. The Robo coming down off the back of this. The lair on its way, but this should now be from Tefel, with 4 gases on its way. Most likely with this Roach one, some kind of either big Roach timing or a Roach Hydra play. And we all know that Tefel loves his Roach Hydra. When he sees the Phoenix, he may actually opt for just a Hydra Den really fast and go Ling Hydra. It's a good way to go because by getting the Stargate out, you massively delay any kind of splash tech you've got in either the Colossi or High Templar, which is really the only weakness that Ling Hydra has against Protoss. So it is a viable strategy to go. But these Phoenix have yet to be revealed. Mekar, just finishing up his robotics facility now, going to be keeping an eye on what he decides to get out of that. Whether he gets some Immortals. By the rally point, I suspect Immortals will be on the way. But now the Phoenix have been seen right on cue. Hydra Den coming down. And Tefel just going to be quite happy, keeping his Queens by his Spores, trying to zone out those Phoenix. His natural base is the most vulnerable, but there's only 3 Phoenix at the moment, so they aren't terrifying. A second Spore Cooler gonna be required, and so Tefel will lose 4 drones at the moment, but that isn't a devastating loss for him. Robotics Bay coming down, and because of the natural progression from a Zerg to go into Ling Hydra, getting this fast Colossus tech is a really good move. If you can get 2 Colossi out, you can actually hold off Ling Hydra at your natural base really, really well. Because you can zone a lot of them out with force fields, just come up into bite-sized chunks, and there isn't too much that a Zerg player can do to really try and punish it. A couple of Roaches, just taking some damage, but there's a lot more of their friends pushing in now. This is to deny the 3rd base, and it's going to be ridiculously hard for Mekar to keep it. Indeed, he knows that. He cancels straight away. There's just no way with the army composition that he has of 5 sentries, 2 Zealots and 4 Phoenix, that he's going to be able to stop or keep that 3rd base up. And this is where we really entered the super dangerous time for Mekar. It's before the Colossus has hit the field, or more importantly, like 2 or 3 of them. It's when the force fields really have to reign supreme. And these force fields will buy time. There's no doubt about it. There's a good number of sentries. They can force field off this ramp for a significant period of time. And Tefel doesn't have an overwhelming amount of units yet. The Void Wave coming through is gonna help as well. And that helps against the Roaches. That's the predominant thing. So if the Roaches get taken down, obviously the Hydras and Lings are vulnerable to the Colossi, of which there's already 1 on the field. The second one on its way through as well. We've got a lot of gateways coming through, but there's no 3rd base yet. And that's what Tefel is checking for now with the Overlord. Mekar also is somewhat lacking some important information. He doesn't know about the infestation pit yet. Even though he's got an observer here, he hasn't yet moved it in. So no infestation pit knowledge, no idea that the hive is on its way. And that hive is mainly for the Viper play to be coming out. Roach Hydra Viper, the Viper to duck immediately to grab a lot of those Colossi if they try and move out. Snipe them off fast, because once the Colossi are down, there's no splash. Mekar, being a bit irritating, picking off a couple of Overlords. He's only got 2 this game, so not phenomenal. But Mekar now, feeling confident that he can take his 3rd, and he should be. He's got these 2 Colossi. The only concern is that there's not that much support for them yet. And Tefel has got a very large Roach Hydra force. 12.5 minutes, and this is a mighty army. The fact he's coming in from both angles as well could cause some problems. He's flanking from all sides. May just mass recall out, which seems strange when you're so close, but with this much surface area, he's got problems. Down goes the mothership called Tefel with a phenomenally good engagement in a magnificent spot. Takes out all the gateway support. The Colossi can run away, but Grats, Tefel just had the most incredible engagement there I have seen in a long time. Perfect position. Takes this series 2-0 to go and face off against Demaga.